Hello, hope you're having a great day. Now, this morning I've woken up in absolute agony from this neck injury, which is really annoying because yesterday it seemed a whole lot better, even though I didn't take any painkillers. It seemed like getting up, getting out and about, I even done a bit of an arm and chest workout here at home, it just seemed like, quite suddenly, I was pain-free. And yeah, I really thought that I was going to wake up today, feeling, in even less pain, or at least the same as yesterday. But yeah, this morning is way worse. And it just made getting up an absolute battle. Now, what made it even worse is that for some reason, I had an alarm set at 7 a.m. and 7:30 on my phone. I like to try and get up at 7:30 every day. And in the past, I've set an alarm at 7 to sort of give myself half an hour laying in bed awake before then getting up at 7:30. But then I kind of realised that was just making things harder for me because I was getting up at 7 and then going back to sleep. And if you wake up and then go back to sleep for only half an hour, it's just harder to get up than it would have been the first time. So yeah, for some reason I had an alarm set at 7, and when that went off and I saw that it was 7, I obviously turned the alarm off and went back to sleep. And then it was indeed, even harder for me to get up at 7:30 when my alarm went off half an hour later. And the pain just made the battle like even worse. I've always got this desire in the morning to stay in bed. My lazy mind just wants to keep me in bed, and I'm sitting there battling with it, knowing, that I've got stuff to do today and just trying to focus on that. But, because I was in so much agony, I just didn't want to get up. I just succumbed to, my laziness essentially and stayed in bed, even though I know, and I can remember thinking at the time that, laying in bed isn't what helps my neck at all. Like, quite the opposite. It's when I sort of lay down and when I get up from laying down that it hurts more, right? Because, the weight of my head is, obviously levering, against it. But even knowing that and even thinking that at the time didn't help me get up. I got up a few times or a couple of times, like, right, I'm going to get up now. And then, just sort of changed my mind and went back to bed. And I didn't actually get up until 9 o'clock, which is just, well, it's just no good, is it? And, I'm not going to allow myself to use this pain as an excuse. Like, as I've just said, like, getting up and about actually helps it, if anything. The pain in my neck isn't going to stop me doing all these things that I know I need to do in the mornings, like, which begins with getting up at 7:30. So, it's not a valid excuse, but it's just something else I'm having to deal with whilst also trying to deal with my inherent lazy mind that I always have in the morning. So, I just basically succumbed to my own laziness and failed. Now, eventually I did get up at 9 o'clock, as I mentioned, and I've just been going through my normal routine, been for my walk around the block, which I thought yesterday kind of helped my neck because, I put a scarf on. I like to wrap up really warm when I go for my walk around the block, get a little bit of a sweat on. And I put a scarf on, I put my hood on, and it kind of sort of, I don't know, forces my neck straight, I suppose, having the scarf on. I don't know, puts a bit of tension on it anyway, and you can sort of lean against that, rather than, straining your neck, essentially. But yeah, like, I didn't feel in any less pain when I got back from my walk around the block. But yeah, I've written in my journal, I've had a meditation, and now it's time for me to bang out some sort of workout. Now, on my little workout plan that I wrote out, on a Tuesday morning, I'm supposed to do abs. I'm pretty sure that doing the decline sit-ups is what caused this in the first place. So I won't be doing that, but I'm going to see if I can do some normal sit-ups on the floor, and then just see if I'm able to do some Russian twists, and then just see if I'm able to do, laying down and lifting my legs slightly off the ground for 30 seconds. I don't know how many of these 3 exercises I'm actually going to be able to do. So we'll see, if it goes all right, like the arm and chest session did yesterday, then I'll bang out the 3 exercises and 2 sets of each. If not, then we'll just see what I can do. But one thing that will be kind of beneficial, right, with the sit-ups and stuff, naturally when you start getting fatigued, you start bringing other muscles in, and that's exactly how I've done this injury, doing decline sit-up with a weight, and I'm just throwing my neck into it, which is the wrong thing to do, it's utterly stupid. So now, if I am able to do these abs exercises, I'm going to be forced to just focus fully on squeezing my abs, right? So yeah, it could be beneficial, could be a good way of practicing correct form, you know, because in this situation, the correct form is probably going to not hurt my neck, whereas the incorrect form is going to hurt my neck. So, yeah, it could be interesting, but let's see how much of this I can get done. Alexa, give me a 30-second countdown.
Good morning, set to 1. 30 seconds. Starting now.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. So I did less reps on the sit-ups than I normally would. And it's amazing when you are literally only squeezing your core. Yeah, it's amazing how few I can do that I normally do. But it just shows, you know, the amount of reps are irrelevant, aren't they, really, if you're not doing, you know, correct form. But yeah, I can sort of feel it in my abs more doing those less reps than I normally do when I do the amount of reps I normally do. So it's kind of hopefully going to inspire me to use the correct form in future, even if it means doing less reps. The Russian twists, I did less reps and I only held one of my light dumbbells. And I found that I had to just go really slow for it to not aggravate my neck. But then, you know, I did do less reps of that as well, because after a while, once I got fatigued, I could feel my body sort of, you know, trying to tense up everywhere. And then that was hurting my neck. And then the leg raises only hurt sort of at the end when I needed to get back up off the floor, which is to be expected, you know, in the same way that it hurts to get out of bed. But ultimately, you know, what I've just done there was still better than doing nothing. And yeah, it's time for me to now jump in a way later than ideal cold shower. And then, yeah, then it's time for a way later than ideal breakfast. And then I need to really dive into trying to edit the next video on the other channel. I'd love to get that out this evening. But if I don't, then it's my own fault for failing to get out of bed on time this morning. I think I've figured out why my neck was so much better yesterday. It's the cold shower. I didn't have a cold shower the day before yesterday. Don't think I had a cold shower the day before that either. But yeah, I've just had a cold shower and it's a million times better than it was. Still feel a bit tight on this side. But yeah, I've got a feeling that's why it was so much better yesterday. Anyway, it's breakfast time, which always consists of 4 poached eggs on 1 toast, loads of chicken and cheese, protein shake, got creatine in there as well, and the first of many coffees of the day. Well, thanks to keeping my head in my MacBook all day, and it is now 5:20, it looks like I'm just about going to have the next video on the other channel edited and uploaded in time for release this evening. It is still going to be tight, and I am having a rest now to have some lunch, but I think it is just about possible. My neck is a bit worse than it was earlier on when it got a lot better after my cold shower, but that's to be expected when I'm just sitting here, you know, not moving my neck at all and not using it. But yeah, it's still not that bad. It's still easily bearable, and I definitely need to get to the gym this evening and do a leg session, which I utterly failed to do yesterday, because yeah, I'm pretty sure I can do a full-on leg session without it hurting my neck. If my neck hurts when I'm doing legs, then I'm definitely using the wrong form. Anyway, food, then work. All right, you joined me on the way to the gym, and it's now 5 to 9 at night. But there was no way I was going to bottle the gym tonight. I really should have gone last night, to be honest. But, you know, I did barely get the video uploaded on the other channel. So that little bit of editing I did last night instead of going to the gym may have helped that. Although, if I'd have got up on time this morning, then that would have been another hour that I could have spent on the editing. The video actually went out at 7:30. I normally like to put them out at 7. So yeah, I barely got it ready. And then I still needed to edit yesterday's video on this channel, which is why by the time I'm actually getting to the gym, it's now 5 to 9, as I say. But going to be going for a leg session, going to be doing a full leg session, going to be going as hard as I can. You know, I haven't been working out enough lately. You know, I can feel that I'm out of the habit of, you know, being bang on with my fitness, and it's no good. You know, momentum is a big thing for me in life, you know, whether it be momentum of bad things, you know, living a bad lifestyle, or momentum living a good lifestyle. Obviously, living this good lifestyle, the momentum for that takes more effort, but it's also more rewarding. And yeah, it's about time that I went back in the gym and started going as hard as I can. You know, I am doing a leg session tonight, which is always really intense, really hard, but at the same time, you know, that shouldn't, you know, aggravate my pain in my neck, which is good. So yeah, gonna go in there, gonna do my very fast, very steep incline walk, which I haven't been going as fast on the speed the last couple of times I've been to the gym. That would have been when I was going through my cold, of course. But yeah, going to be going back to the speeds and steepness that I used to do. I sort of start off at like 5.5 on the speed. I have incline 10, which is really steep. And then I sort of gradually raise the speed. And then, you know, when I get to sort of 0.4 of a mile, I'm up at 7 on speed, which is really fast. And then at 0.5 of a mile, I'll bring the incline down and bring the speed down, just to get it up to 0.6 of a mile. You know, it's not far at all. I go on the incline walk for a warm-up. It's only 0.6 of a mile, but it's just enough to get my body warmed up. But yeah, that's the warm-up that I do. And then I'm going to be doing the 6 machines on legs, and I'm aiming to be doing the weights and the reps that I was doing, you know, when I was doing my full-on leg session last time. Now, I don't know what time I'm going to get out of the gym, because it's Tuesday and because it's really late. Hopefully, you know, everything's going to be quiet, so I'll just be free to jump on the machines. You know, won't have to wait around. Legs normally requires a few minutes gap in between each set, especially with the leg press and stuff like that. You know, I'm definitely going to give myself enough rest between sets so that I can bang out full sets. I've got, you know, comments and stuff to answer from the car video, which can keep me occupied whilst I'm waiting between sets. I also haven't done the social media posts yet for yesterday's video on this channel, so I'm going to do that whilst I'm on the treadmill. So yeah, going to bang out this session. Yeah, I'm really, really happy to be getting back in the gym, but it's going to be a killer as usual. Alright, leg session done, and it's now 5 to 11. So is that 2 hours since I was on the way to the gym? Yeah, that is a long time. But, you know, leg sessions do take a while. You know, you're working so hard and it's so intense that you get so knackered that you need such a long gap between the sets. And yeah, I end up doing so many sets. When you think, you know, 6 machines, and I basically end up doing 6 sets on each machine, if you count the 1 up set and the 2 drop sets. So yeah, it is a lot of sets, it's a lot of reps, it's a lot of work, and to be honest, I'm really feeling it. I was actually feeling a bit sick when I was in there, which is kind of worrying, or my mind was trying to make me worry about it, because you know, that's what it was like the day before I got my cold recently. You know, I just felt a little bit ill in the gym on a Monday night, that was, doing a leg session. And then the next day I woke up, yeah, really, really, really ill. So, yeah, I hope that's not going to happen. I'm pretty sure that was just a cold I had, although it did seem to linger on for a while. But look, you know, let's put it in perspective, right? The amount I used to make myself ill, you know, when I used to go out and take drugs and then have to spend days and days and days on a come down, you know, on a hangover, feeling ill, feeling like I couldn't function, you know, feeling suicidal, you know, and that was making myself ill. So how I feel tonight, or how I did feel in the gym, is minuscule compared to how I used to make myself ill. So, you know, you have to put these things in perspective. And, you know, when I used to make myself ill by taking drugs, and when I was going through those come downs, I used to feel shame. You know, I used to feel ashamed of what I'd done because, you know, hundreds and hundreds of times I promised myself that I wasn't going to do drugs again, and then I'd end up failing, falling off the wagon, doing drugs again, going through the come down again, and, you know, being ashamed of myself again. Whereas when you go in the gym and you push yourself so hard that you actually feel ill, you feel proud of yourself, you know, no shame. And I am certainly proud that I got in the gym today and done a full leg session. You know, the pain in my neck, you know, hasn't been made any worse. You know, as expected, it is a leg session after all. And yeah, now I'm going home for a very, very late shower. Now it's 3 minutes to 11, and I like to try and go to bed at 11. You know, and especially seeing as I sort of failed to get up this morning. So I don't want to go to bed too late and, you know, get into a habit of failing to get up every morning. So, yeah, how I sort of approach getting home now and having a shower and having my dinner is going to be quite important. I'm definitely not going to turn my MacBook on at all. Part of me thinks that I shouldn't even have my dinner. I should just go to bed fasted, but that's probably not a good idea. So, yeah, I'm going to have a quick shower. I'm going to eat my dinner, and then I'm going to go to bed on a full stomach, which isn't ideal, but, you know, need to get my fuel in so that my body's got something to utilise to help me build muscle while I'm asleep. But yeah, I think it's best if I end this video here. Massive thanks as always to everyone who's tuned in. I hope it's been somewhat helpful or motivational. I'll be back for another video tomorrow following me on my day. I've got a really busy day planned tomorrow. Looking forward to getting back over to the garage to continue with what I started yesterday. So yeah, feel free to tune in tomorrow. In the meantime, feel free to say hello in the comments, or if you prefer to get in touch with me more privately, just message me through Facebook, Instagram or email, and I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I can. But other than that, I'll chat to you tomorrow.